I'm back after a long hiatus. We're just gonna get right into it. As you can tell by the title, I'm teaching you guys how to play Fences by the Short Boys. So, the intro, the verses, and the outro are all gonna be the same thing. The song kind of loops. I'm also gonna show you the bridge, where I'm gonna show you that part too. I'm not gonna show you the rhythm part for that. I'm just gonna show you the lead part. So, the beginning and the verses and the outro. So, you're gonna put your fourth finger. This is considered, so just index, middle, ring, fourth. That's just how I say it. So you're gonna put your fourth finger on the 10th fret of the A string, and you're also gonna play open E. And those are just gonna be the two strings that you play. So together it sounds. And then you're gonna put your first finger on. You're gonna put your index finger on the 7th fret of the E, but you're gonna keep your fourth finger on the A, 10th fret of the A, so it's gonna sound like. And then you're gonna put your middle finger on the 8th fret of the E and your index finger on the 7th fret of the A. And you're just gonna slide it down one so that your middle finger is on the 7th fret of the E and your index is on the 6th fret of the A. So if you just want to play the notes just like as is, instead of like actually like strumming, you can just do. But you're gonna strum 4 times each if you do want to actually do it. I'll just play it slow. She starts singing in the intro. So up to speed, and with the first verse, it sounds like this. Fences hold me back from mine, baby. Hold my hands and hold them tight. I like my pit. I want to stay. That way I can't fall back in again. Rah! Whoa, voice crack. So then she goes into the bridge, or not the bridge, the pre-chorus, which is just G. Oh, if you're playing bar chords, G major, B major, and then E minor. But I like to play E minor, like you do the chord change, but instead of doing the actual barring, I like to play both E strings open so it sounds. That's how I play it. So I'm just gonna do the power chords. It's a lot easier. So G power chord. All these power chords are the same shape. They're both just. So the G power chord is gonna be index finger on the 3rd fret of the E, ring finger on the 5th fret of the A, and your 4th finger on the 5th fret of the D. So then it's gonna sound like. And the individual notes, G, D, and then G again. There's always an octave in power chords. So, now the B you can play 2 different ways. I like to go up to the 7th fret on the E, but if it's easy, you could just switch to the 2nd fret of the A. So, that would sound like. If you want to play the open E, like the lower E instead of the higher E. I like to play the higher E, it just sounds more correct. So then you're going to slide up to B. I'm just going to do it on the 7th fret. So it's index finger on the 7th fret of the E, ring finger on the 9th fret of the A, and your ring finger, your 4th finger on the 9th fret of the D, and it's going to sound like this. And then you're just basically going to move that shape down 1 You're gonna put your index finger on the 7th fret of the A, ring finger on the 9th fret of the D, and your 4th finger on the 9th fret of the G. Power chords is just, not power chords, bar chords is just adding in. That's my cat. It's just adding. It adds more, like, emphasis to it, I guess. It sounds more like just adds more like power to it, in my opinion. But yeah, that's that part. So it'll be like I love my pet, I want to stay, that way I can't fall back in again. And then she does that through the I wanna scream, cut you up like you did me. Is this all I've ever known? Is this all I've ever known? And then the chorus, you took the sunshine from the days, now I live in shadows. I kind of take that, that's bad. I kind of take that from the beginning where we were doing like that. I take the root note on the E, and I just kind of put that in the chords, so it's just like... It makes sense because, I think that's what the bass is playing in the song. You took the sunshine from the days, now I live in shadows. I'm just a dog with no bite, is this all I've ever known? So basically that one is going back to the E and B power chords. So E, if you need to rewind that and remind yourself what power chord that is, go right ahead. So it's the E power chord, back to the B power chord, and then you're going to slide it up one to C, which is the 8th fret, your index finger on the 8th fret of the E, ring finger on the 10th fret of the A, and your 4th finger on the 10th fret of the D, and it just sounds like this. So that whole part is... That's the entire chorus, and you'll play that for the choruses too. So all together so far we have... Just go play it 4 times. To the verse where she's like, can't relax, head stuck in the ground. The timing is kind of weird with the drums and stuff because it sounds like they would go. That's how I hear it anyways. You're just gonna keep playing the 4s, just can't relax. Oh, that's not right. Can't relax, head stuck in the ground, hidden, will it ever be found? It's just that again, and that's the pre-chorus again, and then it's the chorus again. You took the sunshine from the days, now I live in shadows. I'm just a dog with no bite, is this all I've ever known? If you'd rather do the chords that way, Vi, one of the guitarists for Destroy Boys, actually uses those during American River. She'll like Yeah. Saw her play it like that live. So if it's easier, just I could just show you. So I only use it for like if the root note is on the E. That's really the only time you'll see me use it a lot in my videos. Usually how I play the chorus would be, or the pre-chorus would be. So yeah, so that's just your, it's basically making a bar chord, but instead of barring your first finger, you're just gonna put it on, like, kind of like, making, like, that kind of shape. If you want to do it for B, you're gonna put your ring finger on the, 9th fret of the A, 4th finger on the 9th fret of the D, middle finger on the 8th fret of the G, and your index finger on the 7th fret of the B. And you could just move that shape wherever it'll sound like a chord. It's literally just... So, yeah. So that's the bridge. The lead part is kind of tricky. I'll play it for you first, and then I'll show you how to. So, basically... That's the first part of it. Okay, so we're gonna basically come back to the intro. So it's gonna be open E plus, it's kind of like a weird time, it's like, so you're gonna put, I use my ring finger on that string. I don't use my 4th finger, I use my ring finger. You can use whatever finger you're comfortable with. But I use, okay, whatever. We'll get there. Anyways, so you're gonna play open E, and then you're gonna hit the 10th fret on the A. But like I said, the timing's kind of weird to be like. You're gonna hit the E, but then you're gonna mute it. That's how they play it on the track. It's like that. If I were you, I would kind of, I don't suggest always playing with your thumb over the top, but that's what I do whenever I play that part, so I mute it with my thumb. That's just how I do it. This next part is kind of tricky. I'd suggest you learn bends if you don't know how to do bends, because it'll help, especially with the that part and the last part of this solo, I guess. So where do I start with this? So this part. So you're gonna put your middle finger on the 8th fret of the E, index finger on the 7th fret of the A, and then you're going to put your 4th finger on the 10th fret of the A. So it'd be like... And then after that 10th fret on the A, you're going to put your ring finger on the 9th fret of the D, and then to the 7th fret of the D with your index finger. So it'd be like... So that whole part together would be like... And then you're going to go back to the 10th fret on the A. So that whole part is just... And then you're going to kind of do the same thing, but you're going to go down a fret. So your middle finger is going to be on the 6th fret of the E. And then... It's basically... The shapes are basically like what we were doing in the beginning with the... You're going to put your middle finger on the 7th fret of the E, index finger on the 6th fret of the A, and then you're going to put your 4th finger on the 9th fret of the A, so it sounds like... I actually like to use my ring finger for that part. You're going to do a bend on that note. So I'd suggest bending with 3 fingers, because it's a lot easier than just... like that. It not only hurts, but it's kind of difficult. So all that together, is gonna be. So you're gonna play that 3 times, but on the second time you're gonna bend like how I just did. So that's that whole part. That's the whole first bridge part. So all together, I'll play it slow. Repeat it. You're just gonna repeat that. It's just. And then at the end, they do that a few times, and then it's. You're gonna slide. I like to slide up to the 14th fret of the D string. I like to do a little slight bend. So all together it'd just be. And then you're just gonna repeat it again 4 times, I think. I lied, 2 times. This part's kind of tricky. I personally don't know the first part, but this is just what I know. It's so you're gonna do the same thing, but instead of going to the 9th fret on the D, you're gonna go to the 7th fret on the G with your index finger, to the 9th fret on the D with your ring finger, and then the 7th fret of the D with your index finger. So it sounds like. And then you're gonna do that first shape again, and then ring finger on the 9th of the G, index finger on the 7th of the G. Oh my god. And your ring finger on the 9th of the D. So those 2 parts together sound like. And then for the last part, you're gonna go back to the. But you're not gonna do. You're gonna do 9, 7, 9 on the G. So it sounds like. And then start picking and bending for like a few times. And then it goes back to the pre-chorus. So that whole part together is just. I'll just shorten it. If I could remember it. And that goes back to the pre-chorus, and then she plays the chorus again. So it's just. I'm gonna forgive you, so I can breathe. Is this all I've ever known? Is this all? Is this all? You took the sunshine from the days. Now I live in shadows. I'm just a dog with no bite. Is this all I've ever known? And then that's Fences. This is a very long tutorial. I'm very sorry. But I hope this helped. I'll probably put on the screen somewhere around here my cover of it last year. I actually messed up the bridge in that song, so don't play what I play in that video. I would go along with what this is because it's a lot more accurate because it's been about a year. But yeah, on a side note, for people that have been waiting for me to post off my hiatus, I got Spooktober coming back every day of October. I'm not going to miss a day this year. I have a whole list set up already. I've been practicing. So, yeah. So, hope you guys like this tutorial. I hope it helped. Feel free to like and feel free to subscribe as well. And, yeah. See you guys in the next video.